It does happen way too much in this country. According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been over 390 mass shootings to date this year alone. That's more than one mass shooting a day. So when you hear that number, A, what do you think? Because I know you think that this is not inevitable. We don't have to live this way where we just shrug it off and say things happen. And what do you think then also is missing from the national conversation around gun violence in America?
So I think first of all, when we talk about mass shootings, that's more than days in a calendar year, which is terrible. We also need to think about gun violence holistically. It's the mass shootings, it's the daily gun violence, it is domestic violence, it's gun suicide, it's unintentional shootings. That's what makes up the gun violence problem in this country, and we need to look at it as a public health problem. I think there's so many things like whether we're talking about opioids or others, when we look at it from a place of public health, then we can find solutions. We cannot politicize this any longer because it doesn't matter your political affiliation. It doesn't matter your zip code. It doesn't matter who you are. This can find you. And so we absolutely need to do everything in our power to make sure that we're doing right by our communities. We're leading with courage, and we're doing the things that we know are proven to work. Common sense gun safety laws, and we talked about some of them: secure storage, background checks, assault weapons bans, raising the minimum age. There's so many things we can be doing to help prevent this problem in the first place.
And it's crazy because I've talked to you before, I've talked to other people at every town and other organizations, and all of the responses are the same, where you all say, we have these solutions ready to go. They just need to be implemented. And officials, when they came to when it comes to this Brown University shooting in particular, they talked about how the outer doors were open because it was finals time. The shooting happened on the first floor. There was hustle and bustle because it was a busy time of the year. Do you think that how much of this is gun control and gun laws, and how much is this, do you think, security measures?
Look, I think when I think about this, I think about at the same time that this was happening, we heard news over the weekend about the shooting that happened in Australia, right? The hate-based shooting. And guess what they did? Right away, they stood up and said, we're going to do something about it. So at the same time, if we're sitting and focusing on the doors as a problem, we're in trouble. That's what I would say. We have so many solutions that are beyond the doors. We're not talking about reaction. We want to do preventative measures. We want to make sure that people that are gun owners are able to be gun owners because they've gone through a background check. We want to make sure that people are securely storing their firearms. We do want to make sure that there is information shared between whether it is the school, local officials, the state, so that there is a sharing of information and understanding, because we want to make sure that we're tracking things. We understand what we're dealing with when it comes to security of different places. But we can't start at the doors. Once we're there, we've already lost a lot. And so I want to continue to do things that are very proactive, that are making sure that we, in the first place, we don't have people that should not have firearms, having firearms, obtaining them, and then going out and wreaking havoc and harm and destruction in communities. So let's start there. Let's start the fact that this is a leading cause of death for kids in this country, and that's unacceptable. Let's start there. Let's start with the fact that we have, as you mentioned, now survivors that have survived more than one shooting or one attack of this kind. Let's start there. So there's a lot that we can work on, and I think if we come together with the focus on saving our children, making sure our communities are safe, then we can find so many solutions.
Well, Angela, I really appreciate the conversation. I appreciate your perspective and expertise. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time.
Thank you so much.